White River Co-op has been considering a merger opportunity for a while, knowing that size and scale of our customers and the opportunity to fulfill their needs and keep up with their growing size and scale is important to each one of our members as we look at future opportunities. We know that our competition is getting larger on a more national scale, and it is important for a farmer-owned cooperative to be available to our members. And looking at a partner who met as many of our business divisions as possible was important to us, and we feel like we have done that as we've entered into these talks with Premier.
All right, the reasons we do this, we hope the things that the farmer sees is, number one, we do want to protect what we're already doing. These are two strong, successful co-ops today. And the fact that we're seeking to merge and join forces really, in part, just protects who we already are. And it keeps local ownership by our farmers.
I think the White River Co-op membership should expect to see the opportunity for us to add longevity to a business that they have become reliant upon and have built loyalty with over the period of time. We want to make sure that we add a depth for our employees. We look for an opportunity to add those specialty employees that sometimes we haven't yet saw the scale that made that feasible. And we know that quality employees are looking for paths forward and opportunities to advance, and this gives that opportunity as we grow and cover a larger geography.
The other things is, I think it allows some degree of specialization and investment. It might be more difficult for just White River or Premier to think about making investments into facility or specialization into some things that employees might bring as far as expertise or knowledge to our customer base. As we merge, we share those needs or that opportunity across a broader geography, and it allows us, again, to do some things independently we might have struggled to do.
White River members can expect that adding to an already strong agronomy division that we have, to pull into the Premier platforms that exist already through their TRACS program, the precision farming ability to continue to add layers of information from years past to build a history, field history specific to each farm, each member, to help drive that value, to help increase those yields. The Truterra piece is also developed by Land O'Lakes, adds a different opportunity for us to capitalize on some of the newer, important data points that are being driven throughout our communities that are not necessarily involved in agriculture, such as the carbon credits and how do we generate those and how are we doing our part for the sustainability of not only our local communities but for the world through our production of food and fiber.
We found not only that shared vision, but we found a shared likability or culture as we're in a room together. And as we went through the particulars of what a merged entity might look like, it was decided unanimously by both boards, your elected representatives, farmer directors that were in the room, that this is a good thing going forward.
We've taken into consideration, first and foremost, our members and how it will benefit them. Secondly, our employee groups and the fact that our geographies don't overlap, but yet do meet up with each other in an efficient manner to where we can utilize everything that we have in place to a much greater efficiency and a much greater level. After a couple of our meetings with our entire boards of directors, the boards of directors have decided that this has been a great opportunity and that it is something that we want to take this now to our membership for their final approval and vote at this point.
Part of what we had to consider was, and sometimes this becomes a real issue with co-ops as they consider merger, does one side need to be devalued? That one of the companies might not be bringing the same financial strength, the same reputation, whatever those things might be that ultimately value what a company is bringing into a merger. Well, in this case, it was considered to be one for one. So any equity you would have either in Premier or White River will go into the new company, one for one. Any distribution we make as far as patronage will be uniform across our entire geography. It won't be different in one market versus the other. Any return of equity, as we return equity back to you, again, that will be one process for the entire market. The one thing that I've heard the board pledge to is it won't be less than any market has been used to. So if you see a change, it'll be one of improvement.
One of the most convincing stats that we came across as we were convinced that this was a good thing to present to our members was the remarkable similarities between the percentage of our business divisions as it pertains to our total sales of each company. Though different in size, the percentages are remarkably close. And we felt that that just made us even that much more compatible as we went on. In reference to our employee groups as well, we fully understand the sensitivity of our membership and those who will be voting on this consolidation, that you like to deal with who you currently deal with. We see no reason for that to change. We see no reason today that we would go in and disrupt those who deliver your fuel or spray your fields or those who answer the phone, whatever you call in. We realize their importance in this entire operation. We realize that the value that you place on them and that a majority of the reason that you do business with the two entities that are in front of you today are due to these people.
We've had a chance to visit about this, and I guess ultimately what's the ask? So you've had a packet of mailing come to your home, you've clicked on the video, so you're at least that interested in your local owned co-op as an owner. And our ask is to vote in favor of this. And there's two ways to do that you're going to have. You can come in person and exercise again your preference, your right to vote, and affirm that the board of directors is representing your interest with that favorable vote. Or along those same lines, you may say, it's not convenient for me to appear in person, but yet I do trust that the board of directors has looked at this, reviewed it well, they have my best interests at heart, and you can send back that proxy, which assigns your vote, your preference, and you yield it to the board. So how the board votes on this is how you would vote, and you add your weight to this. And we ask you to do that.
White River will be having a meeting the same day during the same time frames at our Martin County 4-H Fairgrounds. We ask that you attend if that be your desire to come in, meet with the board face to face, talk to each one of us. We'll be there. We'll be holding this as an official meeting, an official member vote. You will also see in your packet that you will be receiving that a proxy ballot is there for you to, again, turn your voting rights back to the board, given that you have considered that they fully represent your thoughts, your feelings, and the best benefit to you as the member. But again, we ask for your approval. Once you have vetted all of your questions and received satisfactory answers for each one of those, it is important that each one of you approve this vote as we move forward and build a stronger company for the future for each one of you.